Good evening, traders. Good night. Good afternoon. And welcome to another edition of another update before earnings. And this time we're going to take a look at Apple because Apple got the big buzz going on right now. Everybody's looking at Apple. Everybody's talking about Apple. And you know what I always say about Apple. Apple, that is a stock that when they want Apple to move, when they start talking about Apple on the news, CNBC, they don't stop talking about it. So tomorrow's earnings, what are we looking for? All right. Me, I'm not looking for anything different that's not already on my charts. All right. And for those of you guys, all right, who knows what I'm talking about, you know, I already got the fib from back here. You know, we was in Apple, sold some, and we kept on riding this wave right here. If you guys remember my last video, and at this point right here, all right, it couldn't break this high right here. See the previous high right here from February. Even right here on this earning, last earnings, you gotta remember the last earnings was a good earning for Apple. The one before that was a good earning for Apple. So I don't know what they're gonna do this earning. So you're looking for phone sales and all the data we're looking for right now is gonna come out of China. All right, that's the growth part of the world right now for Apple. So when you look at 134.54, this is the high. All right, even though this is the high right here, you know, they got it as this is the high. The real high is right here because this is the first time it touched this, and this really didn't break it because it got pushed right back down, and the stock actually closed down here. All right, so if you look at where this 134 high actually closed at versus where this one actually closed at, you tell me which one is the real high right here. See, the body of this candle is nice and big, so buyers really try to push it up right here, but for some reason they fail. They got pushed back down right here, all the way back down to here. So what are we looking for tomorrow in earnings? Like I just told you, is phone sales, a couple of more other things. You know, you're looking for out of China. You know, I'm not really the research guy, but I can just tell by the charts that, you know, coming back from right here few weeks ago, July 9th, actually, right here, you had a bottom right here, coming not quite off the 200-day moving average, but it came close enough where buyers felt like this was a good price to actually buy Apple, and they came and they bought it up right here. Even though the stock, you know, got pushed down, and it ended up closing after the bulls came back right here and bought it back up. The stock ended up closing actually right here at 121.52, and from that point, you know, it started making a trend upward. If you look at the chart right here. All right, so tomorrow's earnings, there's two things I'm looking for. You know, I could care less. Seriously, because we don't control what the earnings is gonna be and what, you know, the earnings might be or might not be. All right, so if I'm gonna take a trade in Apple, it's two things I'm looking for right here. All right, so right here, this original 134 should have been a little bit higher, but I drew a downtrend right here from this 134 down to this high right here, which was today's high right here. All right, so the earnings, I think, is tomorrow afternoon. So what I'm looking for in the morning is to see which way is the stock gonna move. Are they gonna continue going upward? Is it gonna come in the morning and test this 134.54? It's $2 and change away. It's at it closed at 132.07 today. So what I'm really looking for is to see if it's gonna make a retest of this 134.54 high right here, and if it can break this right here, all right, during the day session, then earnings is gonna be, regardless of what earning does, I think the stock is gonna continue moving up. At least I guess I would estimate right here. I would say at least maybe another $10, and this is a guess because this is what it moved from. What did it move from last time? 105. Well, it had a humongous move last time. All right, but we didn't jump in until right here of this 38.2. You know, so back to what I was saying about tomorrow. Tomorrow we're looking for it right here, but today you see the stock, you know, had a big move up. So maybe it might have a pullback from here tomorrow where they open up where they open it at in the morning to see where it goes tomorrow. All right. So I normally draw my X. I normally don't put this on my videos, but I normally look at the stock like this. All right. So my play is in the morning, which way is the stock gonna move? So I would normally go into start trimming down my time frames to see what I'm actually looking at and what the action might be. All right, so this is a 4-hour time frame. So when you look at it right here, you see this big move right here. So you can expect a pullback, but a pullback is going to come where? It's going to come back to where? Right here before earnings. All right, so this is the play I look at. All right, if you guys remember what I did with Netflix, it was the same exact scenario, and I ended up buying Netflix down at $97, and we ended up getting rid of it at that 114 on the pullback because I didn't want to go over the weekend holding it. But I'll talk about that on my next video. But when you look at Apple, like I said right here, this is the zone, the range that Apple's going to play in tomorrow. Okay, unless it just continue moving up. All right, before earnings, what will it do? So I'm going to keep going lower to see if it move in my direction. Where am I going to pick up some shares of Apple before the earning call? All right, so again, I'm looking at 1 hour chart, and I try not to go any lower than that. So as you can see from the 119 low, I'm looking for a pullback down here somewhere. All right, so if it pulls back into this 129, all right, this area right here, it plays around for the day, or even come down to the 200. Maybe it might come down to 127. I don't know. I can't call it. But basically, what I'm looking for in entry is to see where does it come down to and actually find support. All right, and start to move up higher. Because as you can see right here, it has the momentum to keep moving up. Momentum is still to the upside. My MACD is still to the upside. If I threw a stochastic in there, it would probably be at the overbought level or close to it. But when you look at Apple, like I said, be careful on how you trade Apple tomorrow. All right, I know people think this is easy money in the bank. Sometimes it is, but sometimes you really gotta look at the charts before you take a trade. So what I'm looking for, I just told you guys, I'm not advising you guys to trade it, but I'm looking for a trade within of this 50-day moving average right here. All right, so like I said, if it comes within this 130, 129 range, anywhere in here on the pullback, then then it start to make its way up, then I'm buying it. So I'm going to be looking at the momentum at the same time, because if I go back to a day chart, as you can see, I explained to you guys already, it has to come back and break this 134.54 high, and it's taking a perfect bounce of this, almost perfect of this 200-day moving average, and this is what we're waiting for to break. So $2 away, maybe I'll take the trade, see what they do in the morning. And on a daily chart, you see momentum is starting to pick up. My MACD is changing course right now, it's starting to reverse. So everything looked good for Apple. So be careful on how you trade it. Any more questions? This is the before earnings session. I try to do a before earning on the stocks that most people are talking about. So I just took this was Apple. We just went into details and very, very, very well analyzed Apple for tomorrow before earnings. So any other questions, feel free to send me the email, the number 3, the letter D, consultme@gmail.com. Peace.